is off the downhill side of the pond dam. I have those two pipes sticking out of the ground. So what those are the valves that control the pond drainage. And the other one is a 1-inch pipe that just kind of went about a foot into the dirt and stopped. So that was the pipe. The pipe closest to us, that's the one I tapped onto. I have my 1-inch line ran in here. I have it hooked up to my water spigot. So the reason I'm doing this is for a couple of reasons. I want the ability to come out on the north side of the property, and if I'm doing some form of concrete work where I need a 5-gallon bucket of water, I have a spot here that I can get it filled up. I also love the idea of I can run hot wire along big sections of my hay ground if I need to, and I could just hook up a water trough somewhere around here, and I can water horses off of it. Those were kind of my logics for this. Now, if you actually look at my pond dam, the pond is about 18 feet deep. And so this right here is the actual pond dam. My pipe that I'm hooking onto is realistically about 24 feet below the water line. And then I'm coming up to probably about 18 feet between my actual water valve and then this valve of the water here. So I lost a lot of pressure by doing this, but I still get some water. And for my purposes, I think it'll work because there's a lot of water pressure behind this with the dam, but it's also pushing it up probably a good solid 10-12 feet. And it does seem to take a little while to get water, but there we go. Is it the best place for it? Probably not. Is it the place I chose? Yes, it is. So we'll see how it works over the long haul. Next up, finish burying all of this. And so what do I got? I got the excavator hooked up, and I brought up a bucket load of gravel. The gravel is going to get put around the base of the hydrant. And so yeah, let's stop talking about it. Let's actually go play. So, a Skidsteer Backhoe attachment. Is it worth it? Oh. I've used it for one job. I'm gonna go with yes. Jenkins made an amazing backhoe. Now, with that, I don't think there's anything you can do. I think it's a learning curve. I think it's my own stupidity. Be very careful when you go to manipulate the thumb, because the Jenkins thumb bit my thumb and it hurt like a son of a gun. I mean, it cracked my nail all the way down to the root bed. This is the first time it's ever cracked the nail, and I've decided I would much rather have, if I'm going to smash my thumb, don't want to do it, but if I'm going to actually smash my thumb, I think I've decided I would rather it split the nail than just smash it. Because it hurts a lot, but it relieves the pressure almost instantly, because when you normally smash your thumb, it's a very quick buildup of pressure under the nail bed, which makes it hurt and throb so much worse. And by it being cracked like that, I don't know if you can see it or not, I didn't have any of that. So, I don't know. It was just, it happened so fast, I don't even know what I did wrong. But I was manipulating the thumb probably 20 minutes after I hooked it up to the machine, just because I'm playing with it, I'm learning. And the thumb bit my thumb. It hurt, it sucked. I wish I could say I know exactly what I did wrong and I'll never do it again, but it happened so fast. I pulled the pin, next thing I knew, my thumb was smashed. So be careful manipulating the thumb. And it was my own stupidity. I know it was. I just don't know how it was my own stupidity. So it is what it is. But putting in this water line, it was easy to dig down 4 feet. There's a spot here at the hydrant where I honestly was just playing with it, and next thing I knew, I was 6 feet deep. So I didn't find a lot of rock. Not really sure how I missed all the rocks, but I had like no rocks in this, which amazes me because we always hit rock. So no rock on a hill. Never done this job before. I've never run a backhoe of any kind, ever. I've ran cranes, I've run tractors, I've run skid steers, I've ran a lot of things. I've driven ships, big ships, little ships, small boats. I've done a lot of things, but I've never done anything like, I've never done this before. And I did not have a straight line. My line could have been much straighter, but I was also trying not to hit the back of my machine into trees. I was doing it on a hill. There's a couple of spots where the hill got a little little tipsy, making sure that, can the machine handle that steep of a hill? Obviously it could, but it was pushing the limits of what I feel comfortable doing. But I did it, not a problem. And yeah, I now have a water hydrant in smack dab middle of my property, on the north side of my big middle field. It doesn't have a lot of water pressure, and this isn't water that I'm going to be drinking out of, because this is pond water. At the bottom of, or in the middle of our pond's about 18 feet deep or so, there is a 6-foot tall PVC pipe that's capped and has a bunch of holes drilled vertically in it. And I think those holes stop about 2 or 3 feet from the bottom. So it shouldn't get plugged up with mud. Shouldn't, might. Someday this might all be for naught. This was the first time with us using Legacy Iron out of, I think they're Kansas City. They might be a suburb of Kansas City. They're on the east side of Kansas City, so we drive by them all the time, right there off of I-70. We saw them at the Missouri State Fair. We talked to them, and we knew what we wanted. We knew we wanted a Jenkins Backhoe. We knew the size of bucket we wanted. So we went ahead and just placed the order at the State Fair, and it's been, what was that, August? Now it's October. So it's been about 2 months. The nice things about Legacy Iron is, they're in Kansas City. We are not. And they delivered it to us. So, it was literally, I got a text from them one day saying, hey, it shipped, it should be here Thursday, Friday. Got another text on Friday. Hey, it didn't show up today, so it should be here Monday. Got a phone call from him Monday morning. Hey, it just showed up. Are you good for us to bring it out to you this afternoon? And they were out here at like 10 o'clock in the morning. So I told them I was at home all day, so they could come whenever. So I guess that meant we were the first person they delivered to. If you are wanting a backhoe but don't want to buy a new piece of machinery and you already have a skid steer, this is definitely a route that I think is worth looking into. So for our 50-year plan of the farm, we do plan on putting in several more waters, several more water lines. We're probably going to build some buildings, which is going to probably require some digging some footings. I think this is going to be awesome for that. I think it's going to be amazing for working brush fire, when we burn brush piles. I think it'll be a great tool to have to be able to grab onto sticks and move them back into the fire and kind of push things around, because it does give me some extra length, a lot more than my bucket does. And I've been able to burn a lot of fires with the bucket, but I kind of like the idea of having this out there too when I'm burning. It's a pretty tough implement. Honestly, my question is this going to be harder on the Kubota because the Kubota's arms are up so high? Will that put added strain onto the skid steer that the Skidsteer may or may not be designed for? Not sure. But I felt like I'm probably at a higher risk of breaking the machine versus breaking this implement. So if you have a stout machine, this is a great attachment. So again, not sponsored by them. It's just I've bought their brush hog from them in the past and I really liked it. And I'm okay giving some free publicity to this company because I am really happy with their implements that I've played with. Everything looks like it's made out of thick steel. Lots of good, strong looking welds. Yeah, I have no complaints. I'm going to keep buying from them until I buy a piece of machinery that I'm not happy with. And so far, I haven't found it. It was a lot of fun getting out here, playing with it, learning, seeing how I can do, and it works. So, next question is, can I pick up my bucket with that without having to maneuver that thumb? That thumb scares me right now. I'm a little gun shy of it. It bites. It can hurt you. But so can any piece of machinery. So I'm Ben with MD Triple Creek. If you enjoyed this, click like, subscribe. Hopefully I'll have more skid steer tools and fun and more videos coming. Good luck to you.